Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Janesville City Council to order. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In case of an emergency, please use the stairs and not the elevator exit, and then walk to the north side of the police department and wait there for further instructions. Item 2 is roll call. Clerk, please read the attendance.
Council President Benson.
Here.
Vice President Marshak.
Here.
Councilmember Burdick.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson.
Here.
Councilmember Miller. Here. Councilmember Nino.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Thank you. All members are present. Moved item 3, which is consideration and action on a proposed resolution proclaiming March 2024 as Women's History Month in the city of Janesville. Would the clerk please read the file resolution?
Resolution number 2024-2207, a resolution proclaiming March 2024 as Women's History Month in the city of Janesville. Whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historical contributions to the growth and strength of our nation in countless recorded and unrecorded ways, and whereas American women have played and continue to play a critical economic, cultural, and social role in every sphere of the nation by constituting a significant portion of the labor force and working inside and outside of the home, and whereas American women have played a unique role throughout the history of the nation by providing the majority of the volunteer labor force, and whereas American women were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions of our nation, and whereas American women of every race, class, and ethnic background serve as early leaders at the forefront of every major progressive social change movement, and whereas American women have been leaders in not only securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, and other movements, especially the peace movement, which created a more fair and just society for all. And whereas the role of American women continues to evolve and their positive contributions to our culture, society, and government continue to grow and inspire future generations. Now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Janesville recognizes March 2024 as Women's History Month to encourage residents of the city to increase their knowledge about the many contributions made by women throughout the history of our nation and the state of Wisconsin.
Thank you. Do I have a motion from the council? Motion by Councilmember Miller. Do I have a second? Second by Councilmember Nino. Anything further, Councilmember Miller?
Nothing further, thank you.
Anything further, Councilmember Nino?
A wonderful opportunity to explore her story.
Yes, I agree. I'm very happy that we are recognizing this today. Would anyone else like to comment on this item? Okay, seeing no other requests, please vote. It's not coming up for us?
Is it showing?
We've got a motion by Miller and a second by Nino. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. With us this evening to accept the resolution are representatives from the Zonta Club of Janesville, Kathy Myers, the president, and Edie Baran, the secretary. If you'd like to come forward and accept a copy of the resolution, and if you'd like, you can say a few words at the podium afterwards. If you want to step forward, Councilmember Miller's got a copy, and Nick will get a picture here.
No, I hit. We can.
Thank you. If you want that on the screen. Yeah. For 2 weeks.
Thank you. I'm Kathy Myers. I'm the president of the local chapter of Zonta, and I have with me Edie Baran, who is our esteemed secretary. And this is a lovely proclamation. It's a resolution And I love how much it acknowledges all the work that women have done for others and, for themselves. Unfortunately, as we all know, that there's still work to be done, and that's kind of what Zonta is all about. Zonta works locally and internationally to try to build a better world for women and girls. And internationally, we have several projects. We partner with UNICEF and the UN and other NGOs to work on things such as girls' health and protection in Peru. We work with survivors of gender-based violence in Papua New Guinea and Timor-Leste. We work with female students in Madagascar on climate education, and we are always working globally to try to end child marriage. Locally here, we try to serve our women in the community by offering scholarships. We have the Women with a Vision Scholarship, which is for single moms who are going back to school to try to develop a family-sustaining career. We have the Young Women in Public Affairs Scholarship, which is for leaders in their high schools and their communities. We have the J.M. Klausman Award, which is for women studying business, and the STEM Award, which is for women in studying STEM in graduate school. And finally, we have the Amelia Earhart Scholarship Fellowship, which Amelia Earhart was a Zontian, and that fellowship is for aerospace engineering. Locally, we also try to help out in the community by assisting other groups such as the YWCA, ECHO, 1649, and Bags of Hope. And while I've got you here, I would also like to thank the city and the city staff for their help with us for our 16 days of activism back in November, which is a program to bring awareness to gender-based violence, and the city lit the bridge down in the Arise area orange for us for several days, and we really appreciated that help and helping us get the word out about it. So thank you very much.
Item 4 is public comments on items on the agenda not requiring a public hearing and on matters which can be affected by council action. Did anyone sign up to speak this evening?
Our first speaker is Ty Bullerud.
Please state your name and address, and you'll have 4 minutes.
Tab Howard, 4608 Pendleton Court. One thing the women didn't have for us was like sexual education. We don't get to talk about sexual education anymore. When I was a kid, we talked about sexual education. Anymore, it's taboo. We don't know why. Oh, hey, because government's in our home instead of women folks with nice art and fairy tales and poetry and stuff that would make us feel a lot more at home instead of the government that now is a grill in all of our homes. My dad got poisoned from Merrick vaccine. He didn't know about it. He answers the phone, he can't hear, he goes and does his thing. Unfortunately, there's 18 million vaccines out there. They're kind of like masks, except they're vaccines, and they'll come for everybody's kids. They're not picky. That's guaranteed, and so far they're pretty effective. I can tell you what my dad went through: bloody noses, some other stuff. That's really nasty. He died on me on the 28th, but we got him going again, of October last year. And since then, when I found that out, I've been trying to make heads or tails of different things that never lined up in the first place. With Diane K. Fernandez, the original time that she was arrested from Janesville PD and all the yahooing was about she wouldn't take a vaccine. No vaccine for Diane. And then legal counsel over at the county covered that up on behalf of the Janesville Police Department. And that's a fact. We're going to be writing about a lot of things. This is the first brief. This is the first one that you guys got. It's dated 2/27/24. There's a second one coming. We want to make a deal. We can tell you what you wrote in the paper about Donahue. We haven't found the federal lawsuit yet. If there isn't one, that makes you liars. That's just a fact. The other thing is Frank Silla. That's a corner lot on Jacko. Okay, them other three on Jackson Street are secondary. That one up on the corner lot is because your attorneys can't write up a lot line very good at all with the process. See, like Heather was talking to me a little bit, hey, isn't 477, isn't that a done deal? Well, how come we can't get the finished paperwork on it from the attorney's office? That's a real question. How come we can't get the paperwork on it from the attorney's office? I mean, we know that it's going to be held up in court because the attorney never filed a lis pendens. A lis pendens is a legal word. Lis pendens means you file in court. The city never filed in court. So they just faked all them lis pendens. So you're right about not having a process with GM. You guys have no process. You want a process that comes through Administrative Rule 27 to the clerk's office. That's the only way I'm going to sign off on it, I guarantee you. That you can't steal people's property and get away with it. Okay? I know it's been a regular practice for a long time. We're saying there's no money in it. There's no set of books that you can show that the city ever made $1 on all this shenanigans. And look at the people that got hated on. I mean, can you really read this, Paul? Can you read this, Benson, and say, hey, that you weren't part of this? You can say you helped good people. You didn't help Diane Fernandez. She never desired nor deserved any of the things that happened. The practice tackling dummy practice from the city of Janesville is unheard of. Okay, but yet we know there's other things that are out there in Muni Code that are following, and hey, one worse creates another worse. We play cover up. We covered up for a lot of sins in other places that we didn't have to and shouldn't. Janesville people are way too good for this crap.
Next speaker is Larry Schomburg.
Good evening. Larry Schomburg, 833 Eisenhower. I am here about a sidewalk we are now required to install on Blaine. It is a corner lot and has been in our family for about 95 years. Over the years, we were told by the city a sidewalk was not required and it wouldn't be needed. It is a quiet neighborhood and hasn't changed much. The neighborhood has been fine and will continue to be fine without the sidewalk. 10 years ago, I'm also a veteran, and my wife, both at the age of 70, spoke with now former council members who told us they would help in extending the deferment beyond the 10 years when the time arrives. Some of the reasons were, and are, policies change. The sidewalk certainly isn't needed. The cost, maintaining it, 2 and maybe 3 trees will be harmed. Our age, our health issues, and our life expectancy. We are kindly requesting a needed extension on the deferment, at least until we no longer live in our home. It is the right thing to do. Thank you. Any questions?
Could you, do we have your contact information, Mr. Schomburg? Have you
Yes.
You've given it to us? Okay, I thought so. I was just making sure. We'll have someone reach out.
Paul,
Yes.
he mentioned on Blaine, so his address is Eisenhower, something on Blaine.
Yeah, it's a corner lot.
Corner. Thank you, sir. Okay. Anyone else signed to speak this evening?
No one else not signed up.
Anyone else in chambers wish to provide public comment this evening? Anyone else? Last call. All right, public comment is now closed. Thank you, Mr. Schomburg. It was a tough act to follow that you had to do there. After Mr. Ballerode, it's always a tough position.
At least you guys listen.
Item 5 is our city manager update with our city manager, Kevin Lehner.
All right, this is going to be a brief update because, as you know, I've been watching baseball in Florida for a week. Just a reminder, the DOT is going to start reconstruction on Center Avenue between Nicolay and East Court Street very soon. It includes all your typical things of pavement, curb and gutter, sidewalk, utility improvements, and more. And the info meeting on the project is scheduled for Thursday, March 14th at 5:30 at the Dr. Williams Resource Center on Center Avenue. They held the annual membership appreciation breakfast last Thursday at the Senior Center. I think that several of the city manager's staff pinch hit for me as I was gone. There was 707 members, and we helped serve food at that center. And then just some upcoming events. We have, on March 13th, we have a reconstruction project meeting at the Holiday Inn Express from 3 to 4 on the Pontiac Morris Ryan reconstruction project. On March 14th, there's Dusselmer, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Celtic music program at the Senior Center at 1 p.m. March 14th, there's child safety seat inspections at Fire Station 1. And March 23rd is the Extravaganza at Town Square from 10 to noon. And we have a preview of the next Park Place views.
Hello, City Council, staff, and residents. I'm Amanda Gilbert, Communication Specialist for the City of Janesville and the host of Park Place Views. As you can see, I've got my good friend Trinket here. She's got something that she really wants to say to you guys. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that, but she's telling you to check out the newest episode of Park Place Views this month, where we feature the Humane Society of Southern Wisconsin. You can find it on JATV Media Services YouTube or on channel 994.
And as always, you can sign up for the email list or call our offices.
Thank you. Any questions for the city manager? Councilmember Miller?
This really isn't a question, but this is a shout out to Amanda Gilbert because I've noticed and I've heard from other folks that she is doing phenomenal as far as getting information out on social media. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to her because it's really effective.
Yeah, she's been great. Great addition, great new ideas, doing a bunch of stuff internally to redesign stuff. So we're really happy. Thank you so much.
All right. Next item is our Woodman Center update with our Public Works Director, Mike Payne.
All right, good evening, Council. I just have 5 photos I'm going to walk you through tonight. So the contractor is mobilized, the field offices are set up, and utilities to the former Sears building have been disconnected. So I have 2 exterior photos and 3 interior photos. So contractors have mobilized, as I said. They're starting to take care of some of the site work. Here's a photo of removing some of the trees around the building. And then that progresses into removing the parking lot islands and some of the other landscaping features. And they're prepping these areas for material laydown and storage and deliveries. On the inside of the building, this is a photo standing in the concourse of the mall, looking toward what used to be the opening, the entrance to Sears. So a crew is installing a temporary wall there. It's part of the dust protection plan, so that as the building comes down, there are no negative impacts to the adjoining mall property there. This is a photo standing inside Sears on the 2nd floor looking to the east, and so that would be looking toward the mall. And you can see that there's been a lot of handwork activity to remove the interior wall, and they've exposed the steel columns that are here supporting the Sears structure. In the next photo, I'm going to show you the same steel columns. The benefit that we have here is because the mall was constructed first and Sears was an addition to the mall many decades ago. There's a lot of clear span between the 2 buildings. And so that's going to make it easy for taking this down. This is essentially on the 1st floor, immediately below where we were in the last photo. You can again see the steel columns that are here. We are standing inside in the Sears building, looking to the east. Right behind this gentleman is where they were building that temporary wall, which would be the concourse headed into the mall itself. This wall here with the stripe on it is actually the Sears building that will stay standing. So again, we've got clear space here, and that was a relief to the contractors when they've disassembled what they have to take a look at it, that there's not going to be any pulling away of the building. There's clear separation between the buildings, and so they were excited to see that once the interior walls for the Sears building came down. So, making progress. Happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions for our Public Works Director? I see none. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Takes us to the consent agenda. Items 7 through 10 will pass under consent unless requested to be pulled for further discussion. Item 7 is the regular city council meeting minutes of February 26. 8, licenses and recommendations. 9, pre-audit financial statements for the month of December 2023. And 10, annual investment report for 2023. Any council members wish to remove any of those items from consent? I see no requests. Items 7 through 10 will all pass under consent. Takes us to new business 1, which is common council announcements. Any announcements from the council? I see none. Item 2 is consideration of one or more motions to convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 19.851C for the purpose of considering and taking action concerning the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, specifically Janesville City Manager Kevin M. Lehner. Do I have a motion to convene into closed session?
So moved.
Motion by Williams. Do I have a second? Second by Burdick. Anything further from anyone? All in favor to move into closed session, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously, and that was a motion by Williams and a second by Burdick, just for the record.